Ladies and gentlemen, today is one hot summer day, but it is June 17th, 2013, and this is the KNKL Daily, number 66, with your host, Keenan Lafferty, and today is Emma Monday, where we come together and we work on the comic, and you guys get to tune in and watch me live, or on YouTube, or wherever you wish. Whatever viewing platform suits your needs. Before we jump into the comic, however, I do want to talk about a couple announcements. One of which, all of you who have been buying your awesome posters, like my good friend Ryan over here, thank you very much to everyone who has been ordering their very own posters. In fact, I should probably pull one out. That would be awesome. You guys know what I'm talking about. There we go. Yes, for those of you who have not gone through the trouble to order yourselves one of these limited edition prints, only 90 of these are ever going to be available, ever! So if you haven't gotten one, please consider getting one, hand-signed, and you get a little doodle on the back. And all of those good things, yes. So thank you to everyone who has been supporting. And speaking of that, this month's KNKL shows have been sponsored by Less Than Pie and Jesus Israel Espinosa. Thank you very much. Sorry, Jesus, I'm gonna have your name in gold and sparkling letters tomorrow. I just skipped my mind today. So I just wanted to put your name on there really quick as a quick little band-aid fix, but I'll have that fixed up tomorrow. So thank you to all the donators. And if you'd like to get your name on that list, simply visit Emma Comic Online and just donate, and I'll put your name on there for the month on the monthly thank you picture. Alright, let's see. Alright guys, so I think we're going to jump into the comic right after I talk about this last thing. One thing that I actually discovered today by way of my good friend, I think it was actually Less Than Pie that sent this to me. He sent me this amazing podcast called Making Comics, and it's all about, basically, these guys. There's two guys. There's a German guy, and that's Daniel, and there's another guy named Jason, right? And through their show, they talk about their experiences with working in the industry and then creating a comic, right? Some of them quit their job to, like, at least from what I'm understanding, they quit their job, and then one of them is making comic, now doing it full-time. Another one finished the comic, now he's back into working full-time, but now he has, like, this IP that he's trying to make into a movie. And it's just super awesome. I would highly recommend you guys go check this out. And yeah, definitely go check it out. And they like do they want like guest speakers and all that stuff. So I'm actually thinking about contacting these guys, see if I can get on this podcast. That would be oh so sweet. All right, with all that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and get into the comic. Why you all came here, I know that's why you all came. I don't like to chatter too much. Let's not chatter. Let's get to work, shall we? Yes. But I hope that you guys all had a great weekend. We're actually going to be working on, I think I want to show you guys a new page today because you guys have been so patient waiting for me to get this latest part out. I think you at least deserve a little bit of a walkthrough of what's happened so far. And I'll take you up to page 4. How about that? How does that sound? I'll take you up to page 4, so at least you know what's going on with that. So, alright, because as I can see over here, we have some long-awaited returnings of some previous viewers, right? Some viewers have left and gone on their own journeys, and now they have returned to us. So, I think a little bit of a catch-up is in order. So, as you know, at the end of part 2, the pirate biker gang has captured Emma, and they are taking her to their location, to their compound, to their hideout, right? So here you see the pirate gang departing from the house. Then you have Clem with his shutter goggles by popular community demand and a tank there, right? And then we zoom in on Nico and Emma, right? And then Nico looks ahead and he sees something, but what does he see, you ask? Well, let me show you. He sees about 1 million zombies. Yes, that's right. Blocking the road. Let me make this a little darker so you can actually see it. Brilliant! Yes, so here is the biker gang approaching what looks to be probably about a few 100,000 zombies. In the middle of the road, like how inconsiderate. Jeez. Why don't they just make way, right? And then now this is a perfect chance for me to take all of the awesome designs that you submitted right out there and put them into the comics. So thank you to everyone who submitted designs. I know that there's Pepe Jorgens. Pepe Jorgens, I think I used a couple of his designs in here because they're freaking awesome. But everyone else who submitted, thank you very much. And your zombies have been immortalized in the Emma comic. And then we got Tank giving a military signal, right? And this means wedge formation. And then that takes us to page 23, the one that I just showed you, where the biker gang is lining up. You got the Grand Theft Auto camera angle here, top down. And you can see they are converging into some sort of formation. But what is this? What is this? Oh, they have little grills on the side of their bikes, and they form together to make a giant wedge shape to plow through these hundreds of thousands of zombies. And that's tons of fun. Alright guys, let's move on to... So this has a little bit of a spoiler in it, but it's not that big of a deal. So if anybody doesn't want to have the story spoiled for them, I suggest you watch this later. Alright, so you got the hand cranking the motorcycle, the throttle thing, right? So we're probably going to have a nice little sound effect, like a brah, right? And then Emma's looking ahead, she's like, oh no! And so then she kind of puts her head down, like she's sitting in the little side cart of the motorcycle. And she's probably going to be saying something here like, no, no, it's not real, right? And then she opens her eye. And then she's now back in her fantasy world, right? There's just a bunch of flower petals. And the biker gang is plowing their way through a bunch of sunflowers. Woo! Yes! Gotta love it. But I was so like scared to draw this panel. Like I was putting this off until literally it was the last thing that I was going to draw. I was so scared about drawing this panel. The rest of the comic has been laid out. And actually, for those of you who are curious about why it's been taking long, other than I've just been kind of generally lazy over the past few weeks, this next part actually is going to be over 10 pages. It's going to be over 10 pages, a little bit over it. Maybe about 12 or 13 pages. But yeah, I really wanted to tell a good chunk of the story here, and there was no way that I could condense it into 10 pages. So that, and there's a lot more detail and just interaction, and I mean, I could sit here and make excuses all day, but the point is, part 3 is coming out soon, right? Soon, probably within the next couple weeks, right? Because it's all drawn out, and that's pretty much the hardest part. Now we're going to be lining today, which you can watch me do right here. In fact, we're probably going to line this page right here because I'm really enjoying this. But yeah, the layouts were really hard in this one. But now that they're done, I feel like we're kind of hitting the top of the hill, and now we're going to start kind of coasting down, right? Because lining and coloring, while they're challenging and everything, they are much more, I don't know, it's a different part of my brain that I'm using. So yeah, I hope you guys are liking that so far. I just don't, yeah. I was really kind of scared about showing you guys this because I didn't want to spoil it. But there's just like, there's way more stuff that happens later in this part that is super sweet. So don't feel like you got everything spoiled. Just figure you guys have been so patient, I might as well just show you something. Show you something! And it's been so much of like the biker gang that there's almost nothing of Emma and Nico. So it's good to see their faces again. But regardless, let us go ahead and jump into the line, shall we? So, the first thing we're going to be doing here is we're going to be, wow, it's been a while since I've actually done lines. We create a new layer right over top of that. And let's see. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and start lining this sucker. So, usually, like I've said before, I usually try to keep my lines around the 30 width line, right? So if I just take a 30 width brush, as you guys can see right up here, right? Is this thing gonna work? Oh, there it goes. Right there. See where it says 30? I usually just grab that and then I make a thick line. And then I'm like, okay, that's the thickness that I want my lines to be. Whew. It's getting warm in here. It is getting warm in here. I would take off this beanie, but it will make my hair poof out like Ronald McDonald. And you don't want to see that. You do not want to see that. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin lining these hands, yes? Lining these hands. And you'll notice kind of like the, I guess the style of the lines that I really like to do is I'm really trying to just kind of trust my gut with like the style of it. You know what I mean? You can have little imperfections that kind of go through it. and all that stuff. But overall, I don't know, I just kind of like to do what feels right. It's hard to explain. I used to think back when, just reading comics, I was like, the line artist is just a tracer, right? There's no skill in that, but no. After doing this, I've realized there's so much skill and responsibility placed upon the line artist. And the reason why is because the line artist is basically in charge of creating the final artwork, right? That's a huge amount of responsibility. That is what people are going to be seeing in the final comic. They're not going to be seeing any of the pencils, they're not going to be seeing anything that the prior artist did. It's up to the line artist to make sure that the style comes through the pencils and still stays true and is cleaned up in the final lines. So I have an immense amount of respect for line artists now and inkers, right? So yes, that is very, very cool. Very, very cool. A good amount of responsibility and skill involved in that. And it's easy for me to line my own stuff because it's like, basically it's my comic, so it's like, oh, well, that's just the style, right? I mean, up to a certain point, up to the point where it gets kind of like, silly, Your style is not an excuse for, it not looking good, right? You don't have to be an artist to tell somebody, what doesn't look super good in their art. Everybody's a critic. That's probably where that saying comes from. All right. And lately I've been kind of like getting into the, how, like, this is a very, very, I was going to say American thing, but like the way that they kind of like cross-hatch the edges. I'm kind of getting into that. Like, I could see the stylist comic just like slightly moving towards that. Especially on the guys. Like, it looks really good on the guys. Probably won't do that on Emma's hands, obviously. But with these big, burly biker dudes, it looks really good on them. So, yeah, it just adds a little bit of character to it. I'm really, really enjoying that. So, yeah. And overall, I think that there's just been a general thickening of lines since the beginning. Like, if you look back at issue 1, you'll see that the lines were just a little bit thinner than they are currently. But I'm liking the thicker lines. I'm digging on them very much. And for those of you who are marking on my hair, yes, it is getting very large and in charge. But I've always wanted to grow it out. But every time, either the job makes me cut it, or I just get sick of it like I am right now, and then I just lop it all off. And every time, I always regret it. So this time, I'm really just going to stick it out. That way, if I do cut it, I can say to myself, all right, I've been there, and I'm not going back, right? Not doing this whole, like, just getting sick of it and then regretting it. I'm tired of it. So I always wanted to have long, flowing locks. Beautiful, long, flowing locks. And now that I am a comic hermit working from my own room in beautiful, sunny, but not always sunny, Utah, I feel that I have the ability to do some experimentation. So, we're going to go ahead and do that and see how it works out. Lovely! Oh, but yeah, just listen to that podcast today. It seriously just like gave me a jolt of energy. It just like reminded me of why I do the show, why I do the comic, It's just because of the passion. It's just because of how much fun I have drawing the comic and just like sharing my story with viewers like you and giving tutorials, right? I love the feeling that teaching gives me. That's why I love doing the tutorials on Tuesday. And yeah, it feels good to give back. It feels good to show people that, hey, look, this is my story. This is how, not only my story of my comic, but this is my story of my life. This is why I chose to do this. This is why I chose to, leave behind the security of the full-time job, and that there might be some more important things out there right now, like expressing myself and just having the freedom to tell a story, that I really believe I need to tell. And yeah, because basically that's what that podcast was all about. That's what those guys believe in. And yeah, it just totally gave me a kick in the shins. And it really, really motivated me to get back to this. And I'm feeling really, really good today. And on top of that, I went out today and I bought The Last of Us for PS3. I'm super excited to play that. I'm thinking that I've been hearing nothing but good reviews about it. And the art direction looks really cool in it. You got cool, macho, old dude and little girl, right? So I think there might be a cool dynamic there. Maybe you can help serve for some story points in Emma. Who knows? I definitely like some of the art direction is absolutely beautiful, and I think I will be bringing some of that into Emma. Like once they start going to more like the city type areas, I think that'll really really lend well to that. To that. Excellent, excellent, love it. Oh, that looks good. Love when you just slap that line down and you're like, yep, that's it. That's totally it. These, however, not it. Look at that hand cranking that throttle. Ooh yeah. Not cranking a soldier boy though. No, we don't do that anymore. We don't talk about that. We do not talk about that. All right. Man, I should give myself some ice water or something. Whew. I think I might just open my door a little bit. Hold on, people. Hold on. Oh. It's not even much cooler out here. Oh, by the way, guys, I gotta show you something cool. For those of you ordering posters, you might have noticed, for those of you who have been paying attention to the epic poster selling saga, I showed you guys a couple months ago the designs for the packages that I send out. And recently I decided to sort of, like, it used to be this, and it was just like blood like splattered across it, and it was like hand painted and everything. And even though I really enjoyed making the packaging like that, it took a lot of time, right? Because I was like hand painting the little logo on every single one, and then I would take purple paint and like mix it, and then put it like dip a rag in it, and like flick it on all of the posters to send them. And I don't know, I just felt like for the time that I was spending to put into it, it just wasn't probably really paying off. I figured the most important thing was just having that Emma right there. So I decided to just make a stencil, right? And I don't know if you can see like the little spray paint marks there. There's a little bit of like a gradation happening there. But I just made a stencil and I just go like that and just do that. I can do that on 20, 100 of these really, really quickly and then just send them out. Because I figured the real reason why people are getting excited is because they see this on the packaging. When they order their things. So yeah, if you order a poster, you will be seeing that lovely spray painted cardboard. Hand spray painted. And the stencil was cut by hand. It's not hand painted like the other ones were. But I was thinking, wouldn't that be funny if like one day like those original cardboards that I painted on, those are actually worth more than the posters? That'd be really funny. Well, anyway. Moving on. Moving on. Alright, let's switch the camera back because we are smart like that and we do that now. We have acquired the proper brain capabilities to remember to switch back the screens. Alright, moving on to Emma-san. Okay, so we're going for that. Those lines look a little bit thicker. Well, I think that's okay though. Yeah, that's fine. Alrighty then. Go ahead and get started here. Now, I said this before, but you'll notice kind of my technique changes a little bit once I start drawing the faces. Because when I'm doing the hair and the bodies and the clothes and all that stuff, a lot of it's open for a lot of interpretation and kind of stylistic type of things. You can make some minor changes if you want. But when it gets to like line width and just the general inking of the face, what I actually do is I go in there and I will trace almost exactly what the face was in the blue pencil stage. Because oftentimes I feel like there's just like a certain amount of like character and expression that's captured in the penciling stage that if you try to clean it up in the final inks, oftentimes you lose something. You lose a part of the expression when you do that. And I don't know what it is. Like, for example, like, I'll just show you when we get to the face. Just like all the little lines. Sometimes I'll ask myself, like, normally I wouldn't put this line there, but because it's there, in the pencils, I'm just going to replicate it, right? And I'll just figure out a way to make it work. And I don't know exactly how to better explain that, but it's amazing to me how much a small change in the face, like the mouth or the eyes, especially eyebrows and all that, the smallest change can change the expression, right? From what you really want to maybe something that's kind of like not exactly what you want. There's all these subtleties in expression that I'm still, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a master at it, I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'm definitely picking up on it. Trying to make it work for me. What are you guys saying over here? I have to do my little chat dance. Chat dance, chat dance. Yeah. You guys are talking about, I guess I can talk about this finally now. Yeah, how Buttons is killed off. The first character to get killed off was dead even before the story started. Yeah. So sad. So sad. Don't worry. We might be seeing some more of Buttons later. We might be. Alright. This is for those of you who are big Buttons fans. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move into the face here and I'll show you how I do it. This is actually really nice. I like working on this. I think lining, like I said before, when I'm working on like the blue pencils and it's live, that's actually one of the hardest things for me to do because the creative side of my brain is engaged. Also the problem solving side of my brain is engaged. And it's very, very hard for me to work like that and kind of talk and be like my upbeat, kind of happy kind of self. And when I'm inking, it's so much more like relaxing and kind of just free-flowing and a little bit more like there's so many rules, right? I'm just bound to the rules in terms of just, especially right here, like tracing the face, that my brain is allowed to wander a little bit more. Like I could easily be inking and like be watching a movie over on the other side, or inking and playing video games at the same time. Maybe not, but that would be cool. Once they develop the ability to have like controller systems implanted into your eyeballs, I'll definitely be doing that. Multitasking, even though I'm a terrible multitasker. Ask Olive Garden. That's why I couldn't make it as a waiter. I was a terrible multitasker. 3 tables? Are you kidding me? I could take care of 1 table really, really good. Really good. I come out with the salad, I'm like juggling the cheese grater and the pepper and the salt and all that stuff. But no, once it goes to 2 tables, it's like, oh, yeah, alright, I'll get back to you, and I gotta go help these people out. Oh, and these people still need their dessert. They ordered that thing like 20 minutes ago. Yeah. Let's just say, I only got stiffed a couple times, to be honest. I think I only got stiffed like twice. But, to be honest, I probably deserved it. I probably would have stiffed myself. That sounds really bad. But I would have. I was not meant for waiting. I was not meant to wait. You can't be an artist and a waiter at the same time. It's kind of hard. Or at least I didn't figure it out. I wasn't creative enough to figure it out. Olive Garden. Here at the Olive Garden. Olive Garden. I noticed they took that guy out of the commercials. There was a guy that used to have like a really creepy voice. It sounded like my manager. It's like, bring your family to the Olive Garden. And I was like, ooh, yikes. Nick! Nick! That was his name. Get out of my house! Get off my TV. I see enough of you at the job. I don't want to see you more. I don't want to hear you. Yeah, but he was definitely an Olive Garden. Well, actually, he's probably one of the more toned down Olive Garden managers. I've told you before what I think of them. I got those fake smiles. I don't know where they buy those fake smiles, but it's creepy. It's creepy how people can talk to you and like clench their teeth at the same time. Like the scariest thing. If you want to really scare me on Halloween, just dress up like an Olive Garden manager. black pants, button down, usually kind of like a blue shirt. I noticed they favored blue a lot, and then just like a tie, an Olive Garden tie. I think that's what really sets it off. You gotta get a officially endorsed Olive Garden tie. That's when you know you've made it. In fact, I wonder if I still have mine. Look at me, I'm just like running all over the place, just like looking at stuff. Oh, I don't think I have it. Shoot. See you. Well, I have one that I wore to the job, but I don't think it's officially endorsed by Olive Garden. This is it, right here. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty stylish. They said you could get your own, and of course, me being an artist, I had to go get my own and then get the okay from the managers that I could wear this. But yeah, this is my tie from Olive Garden. It's pretty snazzy. And yeah, all the other ones that they gave us, I think they were kind of low quality, so they kind of like come apart, they fall apart, and you'd have to get a new one soon. But yeah, just in case you wanted to know what to look for, let's get back to this. Back to the draw. Oh yeah, I forgot we're working on a comic. I'm talking about Olive Garden. Oh boy. I hope none of my old managers are watching this show. That would be bad. They won't rehire me if I ever need to go back there. That would be so funny. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to entertain that thought for very long. Let's continue, but can you guys see how I'm basically like tracing these lines almost exactly? I'm not really leaving it up to imagination or like building upon what was there. I'm just basically like, okay, the line exists there, so I'm tracing it. See, line here. I don't know why that line's there, but it looks good, so we're putting it in. Lovely! And I would basically urge you guys to take a look at your sketches, and when you like go to clean them up or do inking, whatever way you choose to do it, make sure you compare your final lines to the drawing that's underneath it and make sure you're not losing anything. Because oftentimes you'll notice just these small little differences where you might be losing some character or some of the expression. Oh. Oh yeah, and for those of you out of the US who don't know what an Olive Garden is, it's an Italian family restaurant. It's an Italian family restaurant. So just imagine that. People watching the stream 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't understand how people do that. But that is awesome. I'm flattered that you would stay up till the wee hours of the morning to watch the show. Makes me so happy. I stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning playing DayZ, and now I'm probably going to do it playing The Last of Us. But you do it to watch the KNKL show. That's just, it's freaking awesome. Thank you guys. Really do appreciate that. In other news, there's actually a really, really cool comic convention down here that's called Nerdtacular, and it is in Utah, I think from July 5th to 6th, right? So it's a 2-day convention. And it's in Snowbird. It's at the Snowbird Ski Resort. And I met the man who actually conducts it and put it together. His name is Scott Johnson. For those of you who have not heard of Scott Johnson, please Google his name and go check out his awesome comics, because he makes these really, really awesome comic strips about, I don't know, just like, he makes about video games, makes about superheroes, just like pop culture and all that stuff. And he's really, really good. Very, very talented man. And he's basically gotten to the point where he has built his empire. He's built his business, and now that's what he does for a living. So he is a mentor and idol of sorts. I look up to him and be like, yes, that is the man that I want to be. And he is putting on an awesome convention called Nerdtacular from the 5th to the 6th. And he is nice enough to have me along, even though I didn't buy a ticket. I showed him the comic, and he was impressed with it. He really, really liked it. And he was also impressed by the fact that I worked for League of Legends. And so, you know, he told me about this convention, and I told him, man, I'm really interested in getting some more experience with this stuff, right? Because I tend to be a little bit of a hermit. I don't like to get out and do very many social things unless people make the plans ahead of time and then pull me along with them, which I have relied on in the past. But now I'm realizing that now that I want to start getting some exposure for the comic, I'm probably going to have to work on that myself, right? Probably not going to have anybody come and take me by the hand necessarily and drag me to a convention and then set up the booth and then help me start selling Emma t-shirts, right? So I figured this would be a great time for me to get some exposure to the convention industry or convention scene, right? And just kind of figure out kind of what goes into it. And I want to go over there early, like a day early, and help them like set up and all that stuff, just to kind of see what goes into it. Maybe make some plans for the future when there's the KNKL convention. Yes, that'd be really, really sweet. So that is happening July 4th. And for any of you that actually live in Utah, I don't know if anybody actually watches the stream from Utah, you should definitely Google Nerdtacular. I think tickets are still on sale. However, I think all of the nearby hotels are booked. So you might have a little bit of fun with that. But if you do go, you will see me there. And I'll draw you something or sign your shirt. I don't know. I need to get business cards so that way I can hand them out, right? Because all these people come in to the convention. I'll be like, hey, you like comics? Check this out. You like comics? Check this out. You like comics about zombies and little girls? I know it sounds kind of weird. Check it out. Yes. So that is some cool things that are going on. What are you guys saying over here? Emma t-shirts. Yes, I do. I actually have been thinking about an easy way to make Emma t-shirts, and I do want to start selling them online as soon as I get them. I just need to make a cool design for guys and gals and start selling those. And I think I could. I really think I could. There's some places around here that do custom shirts. I just want to make sure that they're like good quality. Like I don't want to like sell you guys some crappy old like iron-on piece of crap. You know, you guys deserve quality, and I will fight for it, and I will find it. I will fight for it until I find it. All right, people. All right, Emma, let's take care of your mouth. Taking care of your mouth. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, notice how I'm just basically almost tracing this line, almost exactly. Getting all these little nuances in there. So I think this adds to it quite a bit. Let's not forget the little Emma tooth shape. She does not have straight teeth. Contrary to popular belief, she does not have straight teeth. All right, and then the final test as we move out here. Ooh, that looks good. Take it away. Add it. Squint your eyes. Looks good. Looks really good. It's really good. Oh man, we've been going for almost 40 minutes. Oh wait, I started like 5 minutes late, so we've been going for 35 minutes. Excelente. Excelente. But yeah, I'm feeling really good, guys. I'm feeling really, really good now that I've taken care of the hard scenes, I've taken care of the hard work. Now I get to relax and do line art, masking, coloring, and then part 3 will be out before you know it. Part 3 will be released into the wild. No, actually, I don't like that. I don't like that phrase. Just released. Let's just stick with that. Rehabilitated. No. Photosynthesized. Yeah, I like that. Photosynthesized into the forest. I like it. All right. What's going on with this mouth? I don't know if I like that. Something went wrong with that mouth. Oh, there we go. There we go. I know I might be being a little picky, but I am. Okay, I'm picky. I'm Picky Pickerton. Moving on. Next up to Scared Emma. Placing her head. She's like in that crash position Hopefully she doesn't look like she's constipated. She does right now, but hopefully when I put the word bubble in there, it'll be a little bit more clear what's happening there. This is constipated Emma. Scared of zombies. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. And then I'm thinking we'll finish this panel and then I'll take some questions. I'll take a couple questions and then we'll end 66. Yay, 66. Oh, some people are asking about the metal slug piece. Yes, unfortunately, I didn't really feel like finishing it. I spent like 20 episodes going through that freaking thing, and then it's just like... It's not necessarily that I didn't feel that it was good enough quality. Well, I don't know. Maybe in its current state, I didn't like what happened. I think what happened there was I realized that... Because I was mixing this line style... In fact, I know exactly what it was. I was mixing this line style with more realistic effects, right? Kind of like this. I was mixing the line style with this type of coloring. And unfortunately, what happens when you do that is I feel like it just doesn't work as well. I feel like if you want to do more like photo type of things like this, like bloom that's happening here and just kind of like more realistic shading and coloring, I feel like that goes better with thinner lines or like painted lines, much like the Candy Girls, right? Lulu and whoop, wrong camera. Lulu and Poppy, right? For those of you who saw that thing as I was drawing that. I feel like you need like thinner lines. So if I were to finish that metal slug piece, I would go back and I would basically retouch the lines or just paint over them. And it just felt like so much work that I didn't really want to bother with it at this point. But I'm not a big fan of leaving things unfinished, especially when people are asking about it. If you guys liked it, I might just finish it. Give it away to you guys. Give it away because you guys are so supportive. If you guys really would like to see that finished, just let me know. And I'll take it into consideration with my people. Yeah. Alright, so I'm starting with the face. Whoa! Getting crazy up in here. What are you doing, Ken? I don't think so. Alright. Let's make sure we're still sticking around that 30 range. Yeah, that looks good. Lovely. Let's actually, one thing I will compromise here is the hairpin is not showing when it would be normally. So let's put that in. Little minor line art edit there. Inker's editing. Inking digitally is also a lot easier as well because you can make all kinds of mistakes and then you just go back and erase. Gotta love it. Yes. Yes. Captain Big Butt. Oh, I almost didn't recognize you because of your new icon. No more scary Satan icon. Yes. He's saying Emma Expressions 101. Happy, sad, embarrassed, curious, constipated. Yeah. That was actually very good. I like doing expression panels. I need to do some for Nico, actually. Because I've got these ones done for Emma that I'm constantly looking at, right? These ones down here. But, yeah, I need to do some for Nico. The only thing lately that I've done is I just kind of really figured out what the proportions of Nico's face were. And I just kind of like laid out, you know, kind of like his head shape, like exactly how his eyes are placed and what shape they are. And I actually really, really like this. Let me know what you guys think as well. And we'll all have a good time. My hair is in my face and making me sweat more. There we go. Continuing. Checking the time, make sure we're not going over. Okay. I always like to pay particular attention or particular attention to the edges of the face here. And I always hug the inside of the line, right? Inside of the line as opposed to the outside. Because that basically is what describes the form. Not the width of the line, it's the inside of the line. For me. I don't know if it works that way for you, but that's the way it works for me. Lovely. I'll make this just a tad bit thicker. Good. Good, good, good. All right. Let's take care of this other shoulder. Pointy Emma shoulders. I don't know why they're so pointy. I don't know. She's not a vampire. She's not emaciated. She has pointy shoulders. And pointy boots at times. You never know what you're going to get. Might round those off just a tad bit. Good. Good. Cool. Oh, I'm so excited to play The Last of Us! So excited. I can hardly contain myself. You guys are saying, now forget the Metal Slug. Focus on the t-shirts. Oh yeah, what would I do for a t-shirt? Ah, I could do all kinds of cool t-shirts. I could do one where it's like alive buttons on one side, and then it's like dead buttons on the other, like on the back. Or maybe it's like alive on one side and you flip it inside out and then it's dead. Let's see, what else can I do? I don't know. I could come up with like some cool graphic design type things for like a face of Emma and Nico. What I'm definitely not going to do is like some cheesy simulated process thing, like where it's all like dotty and looks all stupid. It looks like those old like inkjet printers where you can see all the dots that like go into it, like some crappy printout of like the the cover of the comic just like on a shirt. No. We're gonna do it right. In fact, there's a local studio around here. My brother ordered some really cool shirts from them. And they do the thing where it basically like covers the entire, like you can do a huge print across the entire shirt. I don't even know how the people do it, but it's freaking awesome. And if they can do something like that for Emma, definitely going to be ordering some. However, those will probably be a little bit expensive. So I definitely want to have some price points that won't be like $100. I'd rather just sell, you know, $20 t-shirts, ideally. $20 slim fit, cool, one-of-a-kind t-shirts. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Guys, if you have any questions, I would urge you and recommend that you line your catapults up now and cast them over the castle walls, and then I'll answer your questions and send them back to you. So please, use the chat to your right. That's what it's for. I love how every time I do that, I have to like mentally look to the left, right? Because it's just reversed. To the right. Cast your questions. Like a wizard. Like a wizard! And I will answer them. With a spell of my own. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No! I don't like that. Inside of the line. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What am I trying to do there? Oh, does that work? I think that works. Perfect. And I really do enjoy this whole like segment of panels, the sequence of panels. That's what I was trying to say. It's very, very good, and it was actually introduced to me. The genius of this sequence of panels was introduced to me by Alicia, the amazing fan artist. And basically, no, she's more than a fan artist. She's basically doing concept art for me now. But she's freaking awesome. She has some great layouts and good ideas. And all of you out there who have been submitting your awesome zombie ideas, like there's so much like community that's going into making this comic, and it makes me so happy to be designing a comic where basically the community comes up with designs that are better than my own. And so I have to step up my own designs to make sure that they're good enough to stand with the communities. So yes, that makes me really, really happy. Makes me really, really happy that you guys are willing to contribute. And hopefully it makes you feel awesome being a part of them. Forever immortalized. And you'll be seeing your names. Everybody who helped out on this part of the comic, you will be seeing your names at the end of this part. Because at the end of each issue, I have the credits and all that good stuff. And I like to put everybody's names there that helped me out. And then you can go and brag to all your friends, and you can put it on your portfolio and all that stuff when you're going to apply places. Be like, yeah, I concepted this zombie right here. I concepted that sequence of panels. That's all me. That's all me. In fact, you know, Keenan's a good guy. He really helped out a lot, but yeah, it's really all about that sequence. Alrighty then. Let's finish this up. Captain Big Butt has changed his icon again, and he's asking, have you ever thought about drawing your question catapult, launching questions over? I've actually invited some people to draw question catapults, and I'm just looking for the one that just feels right. I'm looking for the one that feels right. So if you have an idea for something that you'd like to draw for question catapults, please submit it to the Facebook, and I'll consider it with my people. But yeah, if I don't get one soon, then yeah, I'm just going to draw my own question catapult. Shade of Hope is asking, when I ink, do I use any jitter to make the line look like that? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out exactly what I'm doing. Where do we have to go? Oh yeah, over here. Let's see. So it looks like I got shape dynamics, and there is angle jitter. Yes, I'm using angle jitter set to pen pressure. Look at that. As well as roundness jitter set to pen pressure. And size jitter. Yeah, look at that. It's all over the place. Yes, although I don't know if this means something. They're all set to 0%, but it's still set to pen pressure. So I would say yes. Yes, I am. And for those of you who are curious about getting the brushes that I use, I have uploaded them to my DeviantArt, knockworst.deviantart.com. I'll make sure to put a link down below if you want to use them. I'm just making sure to put a note so I remember to do that. Brush link. Good to go. And you can try it out for yourself. Try it again. Try it again. What are you guys talking about over here? That hand looks kind of zombified. Might want to double check. It does look a little zombified. Yeah, it is a little pointy. Yeah, I'm thinking, well, because that's Clem's hand. Clem kind of has like boxy, kind of, yeah, he has like more boxy, angular hands. So, but yes, I will double check them as I go into the color. I'm hoping that when I drop some peach color on there, it'll help kind of bring it more into aliveness looking. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this eye, and then we're done, guys. That's it. That's all you get. You don't get no flowers. No flowers today. That's the last you get to see the flowers. We'll work on the flowers more on Wednesday, unless I have something else that I just has to take precedence. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. So yeah, let's just finish this eye, and then we will end. And then I get to go play The Last of Us. I get to join Joel and Ellie in a fight for survival in a kind of future United States of America, I think, where fungus has taken over the people and turned them into something more. Something evil. Speaking of that, I have not played the new Resident Evil 6. I just heard that it was kind of weird and a little bit too action-y and didn't feel like the other ones. And if that's the case, then I don't really have any interest in playing it. Because the reason I play Resident Evil is to be sucked in to the environment and the mood. Not to play Gears of War. I want to play Gears of War when I'm playing Resident Evil. I want to play Resident Evil, right? Alrighty, people. I think we're going to end on that. So, I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining me once again live on Ustream. For those of you on YouTube, thank you too. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't, while I pull up epic outro music. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. My name is KNKL. I'll see you guys tomorrow for an awesome Tutorial Tuesday. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have tons of fun. And until then, you guys take care. See ya.